What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Mr. CJ Talk Sports, aka Mr. Christian Jones. And today I'm going to be trying something new today. I'm going to be reacting to some of my favorite topics on today's First Take episode. And today, our first topic is going to be on with Josh Allen signing his brand new extension with the Buffalo Bills. 5-year, I want to say $158 million contract. Today's first take topic is whether or not which of the star quarterbacks from the 2018 NFL draft is going to win their first Super Bowl. Of course, the notable ones, you have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield. I love all three of these quarterbacks. Two of them I fully believe to be franchise caliber quarterbacks in Josh Allen and Lamar. As a matter of fact, going into that year's draft, outside of Darnold, Allen was my favorite quarterback coming out of that year's draft. I thought if he is given the right amount of time and the right supporting cast, this kid has superstar talent written all over him. Now, I didn't think he'd get to this level this fast, but I have been a big Josh Allen fan ever since I saw him in college. Just his size, his arm talent, his overall vibe as a quarterback. He's not one of these look at me type of quarterbacks. He's just a kid that wants to put his head down and get to work as soon as he can. And I love that about him. And so, again, going back to that year's draft, I figured if the Giants were going to go quarterback, the two guys that I wanted more so than anything were Darnold and Allen. Having said all that, Lamar Jackson has been nothing short of special. I said it, if this kid hits his ceiling, he's Michael Vick 2.0. From obviously his athleticism, his raw talent, he's got a rocket of an arm, but it's going to take him some time to polish his passing game. Now, both of these quarterbacks, as rookies, not really anything special. Baker Mayfield was ironically the best of those young quarterbacks at that time. Baker Mayfield, I believe he broke Russell Wilson's rookie touchdown record before Justin Herbert took it last year. So, I'm extremely high on all three of these quarterbacks, but we're going to react to who Stephen A. and Max Kellerman believe to be, if any of them, who's going to be the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl with their respective franchise now. You could really look at this in a multitude of ways. Stephen A. responded by thinking he thinks Lamar is going to be the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And I tend to agree because I believe Lamar is only going to get better and better as a passer. Now that they have Rashard Bateman and they acquired Sammy Watkins, I've been preaching to Baltimore fans that the one thing that you guys are missing to make you guys a legit Super Bowl contender is an elite wide receiving core. Lamar desperately needed a bona fide number one receiver. And as much as I like Marquise Brown, he's not a number one, he's a number two. You saw what a number one receiver could do for Josh Allen just a year ago by acquiring a Stephon Diggs. Baltimore at that point didn't have a Stephon Diggs. Lamar didn't have a bona fide number one receiver that he could trust to be elite cover corners. And like I said, Josh Allen does. Now, who do I think is going to be the first quarterback in this respective draft to lead their team to a Super Bowl? I think I'm going to surprise some people when I say this. I think Baker Mayfield has a real shot. Not because I think, he's the best of his draft class. No. And it's not because I believe Baker Mayfield is a borderline or a bona fide elite level quarterback. No, because he's not. The reason why I tend to trust, the reason why I truly believe Baker is going to be the first quarterback to win, to win his first Super Bowl of these quarterbacks in their respective draft class. Number one, I just believe that with the way that Baker and the Cleveland Browns have bettered themselves the last 2 years, they finally have the coach. They finally have the general manager that is going to put the right pieces around Baker. I said that, listen, if Baker gets the right coach, and if he's surrounded with good talent, he could be a better version of what Ryan Tannehill or Alex Smith is. Baker Mayfield is never going to win you a game. That's not what he's there for. But can he consistently lead you to a championship game? Can he consistently lead you to potentially a Super Bowl? Why not? He has the attitude, the moxie to get better and better each year. He now has the front office and the team that is gonna push him to get to that. That's gonna push him to get to that next level, and more importantly, he's not going to be asked to win you a game. The key to being great quarterbacks, it's not by having an equally great quarterback. It's by having a quarterback that you believe is good enough, and a team that's gonna hide all your weaknesses. I'm gonna throw an example out, and by no means am I comparing this quarterback. Am I comparing Baker Mayfield to this quarterback? But I want you to focus on the parallels of each team. Of each player. Talking about Eli Manning for a second. Now, you guys know me, diehard Giants fan. I've gone to bat for Eli throughout his entire career. I was one of the first people that said, even before he won his second Super Bowl, yeah, Eli is an elite quarterback. I'm one of the few people that thinks it's at least a debate whether or not Eli should be our first ballot Hall of Famer. So in no way, shape, or form am I saying, Baker Mayfield is going to be as good as Eli, because I'm not. But when you look at the trajectory of both Baker and Eli, both of these were high-touted first round talents. Now, Eli rightfully deserved to be the number one overall pick. Baker Mayfield, maybe not so much. Both of these young quarterbacks failed to live up to the hype within their first 2 years. I believe Eli didn't win his first playoff game to year 3. Well, Baker Mayfield won his first playoff game in year 3. People are saying, well, Eli is never going to lead you to a Super Bowl. He had that elite pass rush with Strahan, Tuck, OC, the whole crew, and look at Baker Mayfield. Look at Baker Mayfield. He has a Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Takk McKinley, and one more elite defensive lineman whose name I'm blanking out on. Their secondary is okay. It's good enough. But Baker Mayfield wasn't quite as talented as some of the other quarterbacks. And as much as I love Eli, from a talent perspective, I would say both Ben and Phillip were more talented. But there's more to the game than just talent. I think at this point of Baker Mayfield's career, he has the mental fortitude, the attitude, and the overall work ethic to be a franchise quarterback Maybe not an elite guy. Maybe Baker Mayfield never becomes a top 5 quarterback. But can he consistently be a top 10 quarterback? Absolutely. Absolutely. And now that he has a respectable head coach in Kevin Stefanski, and listen, I love Sean McDermott and John Harbaugh. I think both of those coaches are top 5, top 10 elite coaches. But again, Kevin Stefanski, terrific coach. Eli won with a pair of really good running backs and a bona fide number 1 receiver. Remember, Plaxico, even though excuse me, there were reports going around whether or not Odell is a great fit for the Cleveland Browns. But I truly believe that now that Odell has seen what the team looked like without him, he's going to be more bought in the Cleveland's philosophy. Beforehand, when they wasn't winning, Odell was like, give me the ball. Now he's not going to act that way anymore. Now that Odell has seen what a team, now that Odell has seen success with a team without him could do when he was out hurt, now he's going to be more bought into Cleveland's philosophy. So Odell and Baker, I think, are going to have a phenomenal season together. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to do everything, and I think Kevin Stefanski is going to do even a better job at hiding Baker Mayfield's weaknesses. And now that Cleveland has finally gotten their act together, now the division is not going to be any easy. It's not going to be any easy. Just like it wasn't easy for us when we had to battle Andy Reid time and time again. And again, Lamar and Josh Allen are far more talented. However, being the most talented doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the first one at the winning table. And listen, Max believed that Josh Allen would, if any of the quarterbacks in this draft class, who was going to be the first one to win a Super Bowl for their respective franchise, Max said Josh Allen. And I tend to agree, because I think Josh Allen, from a talent perspective, is the closest in the AFC to Mahomes. But I've never been at the mindset that you need to have this super elite quarterback, where we've seen really good quarterbacks lead you to a Super Bowl run. Tom Brady was not good in his final year in New England. When the Patriots won their last Super Bowl with Tom Brady, it wasn't because Tom Brady was terrific, because he wasn't. Alright, so we've seen really high-end quarterback play just be good enough to get you to a Super Bowl. It's whether or not, how do you match up against your contemporaries? And I think Cleveland has the best running game and probably have the best defense of those three teams between Baltimore, Cleveland, and Buffalo. But we'll see. Again, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and tell me, of these three quarterbacks, of the quarterbacks in the 2018 draft, who do you think is going to be the first one to lead their team to a Super Bowl? If you go with Lamar, it's because you believe Lamar is the most unique talent of his three quarterbacks. If you think it's Josh Allen, you're going on with the overall trajectory of Josh Allen. But if you're like me and you think it's more about the team around them, then you're probably going with Baker Mayfield. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys next time.